All right, no countdown today. Let's get right into it. Surprise! John the Unwise Geek here on a Saturday with you. So, just telling Yannick there in the Twitch chat, which you should be able to see up on the screen, figure out what might be blowing up my API quota for YouTube. So, I figured we would go ahead and just do this stream and implement a fix and just, yeah, work out what's going on here. So, it comes down to this, I think. I'm going to jump right into it. And then, meanwhile, also while we're jumping into that, we could also double check to make sure that the stream playlist, which you should see over there in the chat as well, is doing what it's supposed to be doing. Now, I do see one thing. My head's getting blocked out by the stream, but that's okay. I have no hand. All right. So, what's basically going on is I looked at my Google API metrics yesterday in the console, and I see that every time this was going through, this was the original code right here. While chat is alive, it tries to sync items over and over and over again, each time representing an API call, which dings my quota. Now, that is expensive. That's an expensive way to do it, and that was the example provided with the library. So what we're going to do, I think, is go ahead and give this a shot. Set up a polling rate, basically, that is non-blocking, like sleep would be. Yeah. Exactly, facepalm. I'm sad I missed it. But we're going to go ahead and set up a polling rate, just like every 5 seconds or so, to then check. So instead of check over and over and over and over and over again until, hey, your quota's gone, we're gonna go ahead and calm it down a bit. We're gonna see if we could calm it down a bit in a way that is not blocking. Like sleep, if we just use sleep, it could block other functions of the program from running, since this is doing technically more than one thing. So what I figured we'd do is leverage time and time delta to just do a check, to check the current time, and if it's 5 seconds later than the time was the last run, just have it go again. So we're gonna go ahead and start out by changing this. It's gonna be, instead of a while chat in is alive, we're gonna change to if it's alive, because we're going to utilize the while in the time delta, so we won't need two of those. Now, I did have some trouble starting my Raspberry Pi with the OBS button box on it, so I'm taking care of that right now. So yeah, so let's go ahead and, instead of from time import sleep, let's just import time. There we go. Now, it's been a minute since I've played around with the time library, so I'm going to go ahead and go over to the documentation there. There's the OBS button box, looking good. And the time budget, yeah. There you go. Python time library. So how you doing today, Yannick? You feeling any better at all? I really hope so. There you go. Exactly. Yeah, so yeah, exactly. Just go while or until even. Does Python have an until? No. Yeah, exactly. I think Yannick over there is picking up what I'm dropping. So first we'll need the time delta. Oh wait, hold on. No, time delta is date time. So yeah. My bad. Yeah. Well, hope tonight is fun for you. You get a lot of cool things accomplished. Date time, time delta. Alright, so up here at the top, I'm gonna eventually move this over to config.py to make it a little easier to modify and tweak. But for right now, let's just call pull time equals date time, time delta, seconds equals 5. So we'll pull the YouTube API every 5 seconds for new chat updates. So let's see. Let's see, foresee in chat sync items. Last run equals date time now. Does date time have a now? Or am I mixing with time again? Yeah, okay. Make sure I'm doing what I think I'm doing. Okay, return the current date and time. Okay. So we will go ahead and up here we'll define last run equals date time date time year 1970 1982. Are these strings? So these are all ints. So year 1982, month 1, day 17, hour 0, minute 0, second 0. Okay, so last run equals then, and then while last run greater than, oh, hold on, I'm sorry, while date time now greater than last run plus pull time okay, so if now is greater than the last time it ran plus pull time, so basically the last run plus 5 seconds, it'll check to see if the chat is still alive, and if so, it'll go through all sync items and then publish it out to the MQTT server for the chat history, and it'll make the request out to the API for oh, I'm sorry, I have that backwards. It'll publish it out to MQTT, so it'll cross-populate across both chat channels, and then it'll make the request to the API so that it appears in the chat history and up on the screen. Cool. All right. So then it'll reset last run to date time now, and then repeat as necessary. All right, so I think that will work. I'm gonna go ahead and add some debugging here. Oh, there we go. All right, so every time it'll check every 5, so we'll make sure it's going every 5 seconds. It'll, yeah, check that. So one thing I need to do, if I don't have it still, I do, great. I need the video ID for the YT listener. I'm gonna go ahead and get it going. Paste that in. Uh-oh. Date time has no attribute now. But I thought I just saw it here. Oh. I'm blaming that on the ACD. I have an acute caffeine deficiency. It's practically, it's as a matter of fact, quite amazing. I'm even forming sentences right now. All right, save that. Give that another run. Paste that in. Well, I know date time also has a now. Okay, so this is for 3.10. Maybe there's something different for 3.8, but nope, there it is. Oh, operator error. Well, okay, sure. Thanks, buddy. I am clearly missing something, though. Okay, so I have to apply it to a time, I guess, or apply it to a variable. While now greater than last run plus pull time. Well, I'm in Python 3. So when I run Python in the VM, it goes right to 3.8.10. So I was looking at the documentation for 3.10, so I thought maybe that was the issue. So I looked at the documentation for 3.8. Same thing. There's a datetime now, but apparently you can't access that method directly from datetime. You have to create you have to instantiate the datetime class. So, for example, I'm instantiating datetime to now, and it's using the method to .now to set it to when that is. It's funny though. I agree that Python 2 isn't supported anymore and it shouldn't be used, but it was so ubiquitous for so long, you kind of have to know it. But yeah, it's not supported anymore. Most of the libraries that you see nowadays don't continue to offer Python 2 support. I have one program that's out on my GitHub that I want to ups convert to Python 3. I'm looking forward to having the time to do that. Oh yeah, it was years ago, 2 or 3 years ago, maybe 4. But yeah. But yeah. So the whole issue is I wasn't instantiating the class. I was just trying to draw directly from the class definition, which is not cool. I knew better, basically. So last run equals now, and then before it loops back around, now equals date time now. It's IE all over again. Yeah, dev supports Python 2 because clients have Python 2, because devs support Python 2, because yeah, but it's also, there's enough of a difference between Python 2 and Python 3 that converting from Python 2 to Python 3, especially for these really large, not just programs but systems, you know, you have programs that work with other programs that constitute a system that all work together to create a larger system. And kind of like the thing I was working on for quite a while, it was just an incredible undertaking that, you know, some companies just can't afford to do. Yeah. So now, well, now is greater than last run plus pull time. If chat's alive, update. All right. What'd I do there? And yeah, I know it's kind of a lame excuse, but it's a kind of an economic reality too, that you have to pay all these people to. Oh yeah, new Python projects. There's no excuse for a new Python project. There's no excuse for a new Python 2 project at all. No way. I am not saying that's the case. These older projects, though, larger they are, the more expensive it is to update it. In terms of just not even just a developer's time to actually do the upgrading, but a developer's time to research to make sure that's still a valid and Pythonic way to do things. Yeah, it's kind of a lame, but it's reality. But 100% agree with you. There should never be a new Python 2 program. It's just not needed. All right, so let's go ahead and run. Nope, not that. Let's go ahead and run the YT listener again. Okay, we're gonna go to Google on this one. Oh. Okay. All right. So that, okay, so figure that one out. When you normally import datetime, if you just want to use the datetime class, you would do from datetime import datetime. So the library datetime actually has a class called datetime, which can cause a little bit of confusion, especially when things like this works, datetime time delta, and then datetime.now doesn't work. So datetime.datetime.now. So actually I don't need the now variable. I could just do datetime.datetime.now. That's the little implementation detail I was forgetting. All right, let's try that again. Yeah, there's a little bit of an echo. Let's see here. What is echoing? So on Twitch. Okay. So where would that be? Why did the program exit? Okay, so it went to YouTube correctly, but then what went to YouTube came back to Twitch. So that would be an issue with Geekbot. Now I thought I had put a bit of I put logic in there to keep that from happening. So if YouTube not in message raw and Twitch not in message raw and message not equal, or the first letter of message not equal to bang. So the echo should stop. I closed off YT chat or YT listener. Sorry about that, Yannick. So I also see that our chat history is getting below the song. So I'm gonna reduce the line count in the API to 20. There we go. All right, so back into Geekbot. So that shouldn't have happened. Right. So that actually wasn't too difficult on the budget. It was the constant polling that was. So we haven't even got around to testing that yet. I'm running into all other sorts of problems. No, so nah, I understood what you meant perfectly, Yannick. Okay, so let me think here. So YouTube happens. It's Twitch sending a message. It's Geekbot publishes the message to the MQTT server. YT listener gets it. So maybe I should put the block on YT listener. Alright, so so this got to YT listener, it went back to sent to the MQTT server, and Geekbot picked it up and ran with it. Okay, so it went to the MQTT server, Geekbot picked it up and ran with it. What if we have here in the logic for this, it checks to if C author dot name equals John the Unwise Geek, as on YouTube these chats are coming from me, and C, actually let's just put and Twitch in C message. Pass. Else. So that should work. If I'm talking off the code, it's going to sync items, and then for each item it finds in the sync. Actually, let me move this up ahead here because that's going to get noisy quick. For each of the items in the sync, it's going to say, it's going to check, see if it's John the Unwise Geek and Twitch is in the message, pass. Else, it'll publish the message. So if I send something to the YouTube channel, it'll still pass the message along and send it also to Twitch. But if it has the brackets Twitch in it, that indicates it's a message from the other channel and shouldn't be sent back to the other channel. That seems to make sense to me. So let's run it and make sure that I am in my right mind, so to speak. Okay, so it's checking every second. I need it to not do that. Why is it doing that? So let's do some... Okay, first we got to close this out. Okay, so that was interesting. Okay, so I'm going to move this instead to a while true. If date time now greater than last run plus pull time. and then I'm going to check this here. So checking at datetime.datetime.now versus last run plus pull time, just to make sure this is doing right. And instead of 5 seconds, I'm going to send it up to 60 seconds, just so it's enough of a differentiation to where we are able to see what the major that we are able to see that there is a major difference between the two times. Actually, let's do this. Let's go into Python. We are going into, we're going to source venv bin activate. Let's go into Python. Import datetime. Actually, from datetime, import datetime, time delta. There. So we're gonna go ahead and say now equals, or let's say poll equals time delta minute equals 10. Minutes equals 10. All right. So print poll 10 minutes. All right. So time delta, or we'll say now equals time date time now. I'm gonna print now. All right. Now we're gonna print now plus poll. So that works. So this should work. With time delta, you can add time to a current date time. All right, so let's go ahead and run that. It's going to be a little noisy to begin with. That's okay. Python YT listener. But before we do that, did I lose? Dang it. I lost the video from the, or the video ID from the. Alright, so I go into my channel. Stream dev stream. There's got to be an easier way to do that. You know what? I'm just going to hard code it for the purposes of our testing, because this is getting kind of... Oh, yeah, I guess I could just do that. I did put it into a sysargv. Oh, so this is saying 1 second. No, 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 stop, stop, stop. And that's what's killing my polling rate. Okay, so why is that only sitting for 1 second? Alright, so I need to see what's going on there, but I need to... So I'm going to say count equals 0 while true, or count not equal 100. Oh, because now isn't getting changed. I had an indent error there. Oh, shoot. Alright, so let's make sure that was the actual issue there. That might have been my stupid. God, if I had my soundboard up, that would be awesome. Oh wait, hold on. Yeah, so I think I made a stupid right over my head. Did that play? Oh, yep, there it is. Better a little late than never. Oh, okay, so it is playing on time, but it's just playing in my speakers a little late. Yeah, I think Pulse Audio is having a bad day. Hello, bots. Yes, I'm playing a lot with that one bot today. All right, so I'm gonna give it 100. Maybe I'm gonna give it 20 chances to slow the heck down. And if it doesn't, at least I can understand a little bit why it might be doing that. Bin activate Python YT listener pi. Oh, hold on. There we go. Okay, so it is not stopping. Maybe I just have to sleep. No, the bot's not there right now, Yannick. I had to shut it down because it's going too crazy. So while true, now equals date time now. Alright, I'm going to back this up a little bit because doing this with pull time does not seem to be working. Okay, so while chat in live, else, then we're gonna sleep for 5. Alright, so I'm going to keep that little bit of logging in there, and then I got to import sleep. Alright, from time import sleep. Alright, here goes nothing. New terminal. Activate the VM. Okay, that seems to be a lot more normal. Do you want to send another test message, Yannick? Alright, that seemed to work. Still got that stupid echo. Okay, so I do need to add something to Geekbot. So this is actually going to be... Where is the... There should be a send message. Okay, so this is an MQTT's event handler for the bot. So it subscribes to MQTT YT chat. Then when it receives the message, it evaluates the payload. And if the author is not equal to none, or if the author is not equal to none, I need to add some additional info here. And Twitch not in payload message and print it. Actually, I need to do a little bit of a deeper logic. Else, there we go. There we go. That'll do that, I think. All right, let me go ahead and restart the bot. Oh, that was the API. I need better names on my stuff. Here's the bot.
The Geek
Okay.
Bot is online.
Hello, Geekbot. Okay. Connected to YouTube. Good. Ping. Should see that pop up onto YouTube. Might take a minute. Make sure YT listener didn't. And this is why I made a soundboard. Yes! Yes, 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 yes. Yes, 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 yes. It works! Yay! Woohoo. Okay, that's awesome. Yeah, we just bridged the gap between YouTube and Twitch chats. It's a little bit delayed, but that is kind of expected. But we did it. Awesome. Very cool, very cool, very cool. Well, that's what I wanted to do today. Was my agenda. Anything else is gravy at this point. So One thing I did mention is the Spotify song. We wanted to make sure that was updating. So if I look at Spotify, it's Back to You by Surge. That updated just fine. I have it set up to where, as part of that bot start, it queries the API for Spotify every 5 seconds or so, and goes from there. Again, rate limiting. It's going to be a watchword from now on. But, so, let's see. Let's see here. No, not that. Console, Cloud, Google Now. No, not that one. So I want to go ahead and check the console. So yesterday there were metrics. Let's see my Google API quota. Okay, Google Cloud Console, I was just there. I'm gonna go into that one. Okay, so it takes me into the project. Alright, here are the so this was the other day. So I want to look at the 7th. So let me go into 7 days. Okay. So yeah, it's already been 25,000 requests over the last 7 days. So yeah, that's why Google knocked me off the block. Decent latency though. I can't complain about that. So far, just today, so let's look in the last 6 hours, 379. Now, since I've only had this ping the API, so if we're looking at this, if we go to the last 2 days, 2761. So without rate limiting, we sent about 2,500 requests to Google in about 2.5 hours. That's 1,000 requests an hour. Yeah, they're gonna kick me to the curb. So if I'm limiting to 5-second intervals between pings, so let's see, 60 seconds divided by 5, 12 a minute times 90. That's about 1,080 requests in hour and a half. So 60 divided by 5, that's 12 per minute times 120, which is my usual stream. That's 1440. So it should come in a lot lower. If I run into any issues where I'm still seeing the Google quotas run out, I could just pull that back to 10 seconds, and I don't think very many people will notice. At 5 seconds, it's already pretty good. I could just blame that on network latency. But no, it's really just poll limiting. So very cool. Very oh, okay, so this includes some of the ones from yesterday. If we look at the last 6 hours, we're up to 463. Okay. Okay. That is a little worrying. I know my math is probably okay, but let's go ahead and pop that up to 10. Okay, so we should be seeing this every 10 seconds now. Okay, cool. Awesome. I think we did it, team. There we go. All right. Very cool. Well, things are working with the API. That's good. One thing I do want to do here in the very near future is I want to do something with the stream overlay. I do definitely want alerts, so when people follow and whatnot, it pops up on the screen. I'm gonna have to, so being that I'm streaming to both YouTube and Twitch at the same time now, it is going to get a little bit more difficult. So basically every time someone follows me on either platform, I want to run basically the same animation on the screen. It's going to make things a little more complicated, but it's definitely something I want to do. Yeah, so I think that's good. That's what I wanted to see. Wanted to make sure it stays sane. So while I let that run for a little while and see how it affects the API, because again, it's the pulling of chat messages. It's reaching out, seeing if there's chat messages on YouTube, and then displaying them on the chat, on-screen chat, rather than the communicating back and forth between the channels being the main cause of the API quota issues. So we're just going to go ahead and let it run for a little while and see what happens. Every so often I'll send some traffic to YouTube just to make sure that it A, gets back to Twitch, and B, doesn't bomb the quota. Matter of fact, while that's happening, I'm gonna go ahead and pull this over here just so I can keep an eye on the terminal output, because that's going to be the indication of the quota being run out. Moving right along. Okay, so I am going to go ahead and start looking for some stuff to work on this overlay. One of the other things I wanted to do is I wanted to go with a little more of an animated background. So one of the really cool things I've been working with is Canva. If you've looked at, if you watched my wife's channel at all, let me go ahead and do this BT dubs. If you ever watched my wife's channel at all, her entire overlay was made on Canva and it looks amazing. So wanted to go ahead and, oh heck, even my, you can see it right here. Even my overlay for my starting soon countdown and outros are all, were all initially designed in Canva with some additional OBS sources layered on top of it to create the effects that I use. So what I want to do then is take a look at a video. Create a blank. And I think I want to aim for something more sci-fi, Something like that. So, well, I spelled that wrong. What is that? Oh, these are like, oh, these are like video animations for I'm back and I'm gone or whatever. I don't need that. So we're gonna go into elements. Sci-fi. Ooh, that looks familiar. That's cool. Like that's what I want to do. This is exactly what I want to do with my alerts. That's it right there. I'm gonna go ahead and put a transparent background on this if it'll let me. Thought I saw something where it might let me. Nope. I'm gonna pull this out as big as I can. Okay, that's zooming it around. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay, so let me Google something here. Canva video transparent background. Will it let me? So that's only with ping. So what I would have to do is I'm gonna call this yeah, I'll make that black. And then it's definitely a bit of a resolution issue. Let's see. Oh, what's that? Okay, it'll give me the it'll give me the option for transparency on the main or on the element, but it won't let me do transparency on the in the middle center. All right. You know what? I want to. I'm gonna put this up in the upper left, top left. I'm gonna crop to that. Done. Or hold on. Crop. Will it let me? There. Now will it let me crop to 400 by 400? Or will it let me resize it? All right. So no, I don't want to zoom the page. I'm going to call this alert. I'm going to download it. can I do this as a GIF? Or should I do it as a video? Yeah, I'll do it as both. Or I'll do it as a video. So once that's downloaded, I'm going to go ahead and move it over. See, downloads. All right, let's see how it looks when... Actually, it's not downloaded yet. Okay, so this is how it's looking with okay, with sound evidently. I didn't need sound, but there it is. Interesting. So let's go back over to Canva. Pull this out to as big as it'll get. I'll center it up, and then that's what I'll download. So I could deal with this a little better in OBS. Just crop the edges off. And then I can, based on that, I could then put it wherever it needs to be on the screen. And I'll have to figure out some kind of way to... I'll need to figure out some kind of way to overlay text above that. Make sure I got that in. I did. Okay, so I'm going to copy that. And I'm going to put it over on my NAS. All right, so I'll keep that in mind for a future project. Now, there's other video. There is something else I want to do as well. Okay, yeah, Pro is a... Yeah, so Pro is how you resize thing. I think Monica has a Pro account. I'm gonna go ahead and give that a shot at some point in the future. But meantime, what I'd like to do, look at some of these here to perhaps serve as the new background for the stream. Now the background I created in the GIMP was nice. I'm not knocking it. I think we could do a little better, and I will never be an animator. I have many talents, but that is not one of them. Okay, so that's kind of interesting. That'll be... So it'd basically be that, but elements would be sitting over it. Yeah, that's interesting, but yeah. And what is this audio that keeps playing? Whenever I play anything from Canva, it has audio. Has some kind of audio on it. I'm gonna mute this tab. Oh, let's see here. I guess I have a certain thing I'm kind of looking for. Basically, I want something that complements the background. Okay, these are photos. I'm looking for videos. Okay, that's kind of cool. All right, so let's see how that looks. I'm gonna go ahead and download this with the watermarks on it. Oh, okay, so this is a pro only video, so I can't actually download that. So let's look at one of these ones without the little crown in the lower right hand corner. Unfortunately, I don't think it lets you filter that out. No, it doesn't. Here's one possibility. So there's all this stuff in here, but I don't necessarily care about that because it'll be covered up by elements of the stream. Yeah, okay. So that's cool, but not what I'm necessarily looking for. It's not my style. Okay, that's cool. No, see, it's going to be mostly covered by UI element, or it's mostly going to be covered by stuff from the stream. So it really has to pop around the edges. So a lot of these aren't working. They're very center heavy, and that makes sense because the center is where we tend to look when we're watching a video. Oh, that looks cool. Still pro. Won't work. At least not for this here. Alright, so maybe science fiction isn't working out for us for a search term. So let's just look at space. I was telling Monica about this. I do have this idea to basically take that original this countdown screen that I have and then kind of zoom right into the middle of it and then flash the video and then go to warp, which then leads into my stream and my ugly mug on the channel. That's an idea. I want to actually mock it up and see how that goes before I commit to anything like that. Yeah, this is spinning, but again, it's in the center, so what if we zoom? It doesn't do anything. Okay. Alright, so that's not gonna work. What about this one? That looks like the Starfield from Orion Pictures. Like I think it's called Orion Pictures. It's the company that made RoboCop. That looks cool. Okay, that looks really cool. I like it. I dig it. Okay. So, can we set the animation for 90 seconds there? No, we cannot. So we will go ahead and download this. Oh, we need to name it something other than alert, but okay. And let's go ahead and pop open another favorite open source project of mine, which I don't seem to have on this computer. So we will go ahead and open another git install. You know what? No, actually, I'll install the snap. That should be a little more recent. Alright, that's the alert MP4. We need to change that. We'll call this... What is that? Oh. Where'd it go? Oh, here it is. We're gonna rename it to background MP4. Let's go ahead and move it over to the NAS. And then over here in OBS, I'm gonna turn off this background. And then let's go ahead and have a, I guess it would be under media source. Yeah, media source. We'll call that animated background. All right, it is in fact a local file. It's on the server. And it is, of course, capitalized. So the way I typed it in is not going to work. There we go. So it's 10 seconds now. 10 seconds and 100%. So if I want to have it be basically take a minute and 30 seconds to do a full loop. So if I drop it down to like 10 seconds, that would be, or if I drop it down to 10%, that would be 100 seconds. That's close enough to a minute and a half. All right. So we'll set it on a loop. And yeah, close file when inactive. That'll work. Aha, there we go. There it is. Now let's see what it looks like in the background. Okay, yeah, that's kind of cool. I think my frame rate might have went to junk. Kind of neat. It looks pretty against the VS Code. Does look pretty against this new background. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. So one thing I do notice, it's almost a 4-second delay from even locally in OBS Studio. So I'm very interested in seeing what this looks like actually on the stream itself. Um. Maybe there's something I could do to streamline the animated background. Oh, I could use hardware decoding. That might be helpful. Still about a 4-second delay. So we'll see what happens about that. Does the delay resolve when I turn that off? 1, 2, 3, 4. Still about a 4-second delay, so I think I came by that naturally. Can't blame the background on that one. All right, well, this is interesting. I think playing around with the backgrounds could be fun. So let's take a look at Canva again. Actually, I just closed that off. Well, you know, it's a surprise stream. Did what I came to do. I think I'm going to call it, actually. So thank you everyone who came out. Yannick, I appreciate you being here. I don't know if he's doing Twitch, but there it is. I think he's doing Twitch. I don't know. Maybe drop your link, Yannick, if I'm getting that wrong. But thank you so much for coming out. Hope you enjoy the video. And if you have any questions, as always, go ahead and send them my way. Always happy to hear from you. And if you'd like to check out any of the code that I've written today, at the bottom of my YouTube links, at the bottom of the YouTube video in the description, as well as in the channel description on Twitch, you can find the link to the repo. All right. Well, you all have a great day. Have a great weekend. And I'll see you at Monday, 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Take care, y'all.